One of the really fun things about fishing in saltwater is you never quite know what you're going to catch anytime you make a cast. That will be the case this week as we attempt to catch the Grand Slam at a location right on the Louisiana-Texas border. Glad you were along with us. This will be a fun one. Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air right now.
You're watching the only program with weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southwest region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Just behind me, you see the Causeway Bridge that separates Louisiana and Texas from Sabine Lake out to the Gulf of Mexico. Just beyond that bridge is a channel, but it's got lots of great fishing water on either side of it, home of some great speckled trout, redfish, and flounder action. And on this week's episode, we're going to be joined in that Mako 21 LTS by Captain Randy Foreman, who guides every day in all of these waters that surround us. He's going to put us on some fish today. Glad you're along with us, and while we're out doing that, we're taking you around the region for your latest fishing reports from our expert team of insider reporters. Right now, we're going to pick up Captain Randy, head down the canal toward the Gulf of Mexico. We get things started back at the FSN studios with your weekend planner.
The Salooner tables are predicting fair fishing conditions for both days this weekend. Peak morning hours are forecast to begin roughly around sunrise in the mornings and again in the evenings at 6:56 on Saturday and 7:41 on Sunday. Look for the sun to rise at 6:39 and set at 8:28. In evenings, we'll feature a crescent moon that is 41% visible. Hang with us for freshwater and coastal information from around the region. Plus, catfishing expert Chad Ferguson joins me for this week's Ask the Pro question. We're coming right back.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Luz, fueled by passion, driven by innovation. Feel the difference. Jean LaRue Bass Baits and Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leaders in soft plastic lures innovation. And Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
So that's a good trout. Here we go. There's one. I got a fish, some kind. Oh, that's a good trout. Here we go. Look at this. All right, there's a start. Big old fat one too. Oh, and he's just making a huge mess all over my boat because I brought him in a little green. All right, there's a trout to start it off with. Welcome back, everybody. We've made it out with Captain Randy. The weather was a little dicey this morning. We didn't know if we were going to make it or not. But what we did was launch the boat and ran out the cut into the Gulf. We actually tried fishing the short rigs for a little while, the old oil and gas rigs that are out offshore, but it was just a little too rough and not much going on. So I'll explain to you what we've done. Well, first I've caught a nice speckled trout. Putting them back today, we're not keeping them. Look right here behind me, this is the perfect setup. We've run out on the jetties. Fishing with Captain Randy Foreman, he's back there jigging away back there. But these are the longest jetties, I think, anywhere on the Texas or Louisiana coastline. They run way out into the Gulf. And so we decided to come back and get under the protection of the jetties. It's pretty windy out here, so we're on the back side. And what we've got right through here is a cut in the jetties, and the current is just ripping through this cut. So I've got my trolling motor anchored right here, my Motor Guide XI5 holding us in position. We're throwing upstream up into that current and letting it drift its way back down, and wham, one hit it right off the bat. So Randy, I guess these fish will set up here. They're just waiting on bait to wash through that current and that cut.
What they're doing is they're feeding underneath in the rocks where the holes in the rocks are, and that bait comes back and forth, and they just come up and they sit. And when that bait gets in there, they ambush it.
Well, we've got a good start anyway, got a fish, And we'll see what else happens here. We'll see what else we can do out here right on the mouth of the Gulf of Mexico, just outside Port Arthur, Texas. Let's get you fishing and lake reports from where you live.
Hey friends, Captain Kevin Broussard here with your Fox Sports Louisiana Outdoor Report, talking saltwater fishing all along the Louisiana coast. Right now I'm going to let these youngsters tell you who they are and where you're from. Start right here.
My name is Cameron and I'm from Humboldt, Texas. I'm Chelsea and I'm from Humboldt.
Well, I'll tell you what, their dad Glenn owns K&J Marine and Glenn's Custom Marine Concepts there around Spring. I believe that's right anyway. Brought the kids out today, as you can see here. Had a great day. We hit a couple good schools, the big bull reds. They got their line stretched. We went back in the marsh, caught some nice keepers. Early this morning we caught some trout. Right now, all along the whole Louisiana coast, fishing's picking up. They're in the summertime pattern, like trout, best bite early and late. Whoop, you okay? Best bites early and late. Redfish, tell you what, if the big schools are out there or at the Gulf jetties, live mullet, live pogie seem to be the key there. Talk to Bill Lake over in Houma. Lots of speckled trout. He's running out a little bit south, catching those on plastic. He's actually throwing a lot of tandem rigs, and they're doing well 2 at a time. Tell you what, John Falderman over at Lake Pontchartrain, trout and redfish. Redfish up in the Biloxi Marsh, a lot of trout actually in Pontchartrain. Right now, get out there and go fishing. The whole Louisiana coast is on fire.
Fish on there, he's running with it. That's a flounder. Fish on there, he's running with it. That's a flounder. Look at this. How about that? There's a bonus for you. I've caught myself a flounder. Welcome back, everybody. We've obviously made a move. We're not on the jetties anymore because it just kind of turned unproductive for us. We fished some more of it and didn't catch any more, so made a big move to the mouth of Sabine Lake right before it goes into the main canal going to the Gulf. A lot of water exchanging back and forth in here, and I'm gonna either try to catch redfish or there's your bonus flounder right there. Just a good, what do they got to be a keeper around here, Randy, and how many can you keep if you got a customer on board?
Well, 14-inch, 10 flounder in Texas. No length limit in Louisiana, and you can have 10 flounder.
Okay, so it's a pretty generous limit, really.
Very much so. You can have 10 flounder in Louisiana.
And away he goes.
That's a good job.
About that. Randy, we're specifically trying to catch either a redfish or a flounder, and you're looking for specific components, areas that have, you've already listed 2 or 3 key things. What are those?
3-corner grass sticking out in the water, and shell bank, and mussel flats, and clamshell. That holds the small worms, and then your puff fish, like your tiger minnows, your mud minnows, and your mullet, come up and feed on that. And then as they're feeding on that, these fish come up and feed on these clam flats. And small pogie will get in this 3-corner grass. And I've actually caught these flounder inside, hitting a pogie inside that grass, and you're casting right on the edge and you catch that flounder.
Well, that's the kind of grass we're talking about. That stuff that you're looking at right there that's a little greener than everything else. And then right in behind that grass, we'll show you a quick shot here. You can actually see some of that oyster shell sitting in there behind it. You look for that, you get in an area where that is, you got a chance to catch either redfish or flounder. Let's get you fishing and lake reports from your local area.
Hi folks, this week's Lone Star Lakes is brought to you by a Sun Defender. A cooler for your beverages, protection from the sun, and it floats. Whether you're at the pool or the lake, protect yourself from our hot Texas sun with Sun Defender. Now this week we're going to start on Lake Livingston, where there's a hot crappie bite on the docks. But it's important that you locate docks with brush. Use your side imaging and mark several, then you can go back and fish them. You can use your standard crappie jigs or crappie rigs with minnows. Also at Livingston, you're seeing some schooling bass out by the island. You'll be looking at about 15 to 20 feet of water. They pop up throughout the day, so if you're out there, be ready with something like a topwater or a bass assassin to throw into those schooling fish. And while you're waiting on those, you might want to fish around the island for catfish, which are very hot right now in about the 20-foot range. At Lake Conroe, again, it's docks, docks, and more docks. Whether you're fishing for bass or crappie, you'll be wanting to fish docks there on Conroe. Fish behind them with your topwaters and spinnerbaits, underneath them with your shaky heads, and of course for the catfish, use your prepared baits. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Sun Defender. Now let's check in with Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, this week's report is brought to you by Port Aransas on Mustang Island, the fishing capital of Texas, where anglers enjoy pristine bays, estuaries, 18 miles of surf, and the deep blue waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, the local restaurants will even cook your catch come sundown. Come fish and play Texas Island style. For more information, visit portaransas.org. Well, as July gives way to August, look for the wind to dictate whether you fish inside or outside. On the upper Texas coast, winds will be light enough where the surf or a run to the short rigs will both be options. When fishing the surf, either from the beachfront or from your boat, start at daybreak fishing the first gut. As the day begins to warm, fish guts further from shore. Be sure to keep an eye out for working birds, slicks, or baits. Now at the short rigs, fish at various depths and both on the outside as well as inside of all the legs of the rig. Be sure to have a titanium leader with you in case you run into kingfish or some other toothy pelagic. On the middle coast, slightly higher winds are forecast and may mean a more comfortable place to fish will be behind the barrier islands. Grass beds, shorelines with scattered shell, plus guts leading to back lake areas will be productive for speckled trout. On the flats, look for redfish to be feeding there. Now the same pattern is going to work on the lower Laguna Madre. Also, the entire length of the land cut has been a good option for anglers. This weekend, Saturday has a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides. This Sunday is a 3-tide day with 2 low tides and just 1 high. I'm Bill Olson, and I'll see you on the coast.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Motor Guide Trolling Motors. Motor Guide, because accuracy matters. Lowrance Electronics, celebrating 60 years of fish finding excellence. Find, navigate, dominate. And Excite Technologies, powering the world forward.
Oh, he got it. There's a good fish of some kind. Whoa, Daddy. Let me loosen my drag. This fish is pulling drag. Oh, he got it. There's a good fish of some kind. Whoa, Daddy. Taking drag off my Super Duty wide. Grab that net right there. All right, well, we got a good redfish right here. And I've just about got him worn down, I hope. We are at the mouth of Sabine Lake. There's a Just scoop him up for me there, Randy, will you?
Yeah, buddy.
Here he comes. Got him. All right. We got us a Sabine Lake redfish now. Randy Foreman's helping me out. Randy guides every day right here. There we go. There we go. How about that? How about that, Randy? I got one of your pets, buddy.
Good job. That's the one I just missed.
Yeah, we fishing along these grass beds and oyster reefs, and it's taken a little bit of doing to catch one. We had to fish quite a bit of it, but we finally got one of them. I'm gonna bring him right over here and release this fish for you. And we'll let, well, there he goes. All right, here's some fishing reports from lakes, rivers, and bays near you with one of our insider reporters.
Hey, I don't have to tell any of you that it is hot here in the Fox Sports Outdoor region at this time. And it is blistering hot here in Oklahoma. Many of our lakes across the state actually have surface water temps in the low 90s. That is extremely warm. Obviously, the most comfortable fishing temperatures are the first 2 or 3 hours after sunrise. After that, it is warm on the water. There's a good early topwater bite going on for bass. But you know what? Some of the very best topwater activity is actually right smack dab in the middle hottest part of the day. Dadgummit. But you know, I've seen that for a number of years in Oklahoma. And my theory is that at this time of year, we have so many of the 1.5 to 2-inch shad in our waters. When that sun gets overhead, the plankton activity is high on top, the shad get up there, they're very active feeding on that, and obviously that is great ambush material for those bass. The place to look for these fish is on the transition areas, flats next to points, main lake areas. Great option for this is the LaRue salt flicker. No weight, fish it weedless, it casts extremely well, cast it out there, pop it a couple times on top, let it sink and catch them. Another good option is the LaRue bass shooter, works great for the same thing, and obviously a pop-ar is always a good top water option for Oklahoma this time of year. When that surface activity is not visible, throw that biffle bug on our hardhead. Tommy Biffle has proved numerous times over the course of the summer in super shallow water you can catch them in the middle of the day on the biffle bug. Be careful on the water in the middle part of the day. Wear that hat, wear sunscreen, drink lots of water, splash water on you, stay as cool as you can. You can catch them, but you can't catch them if you don't go.
What have I got? It's fighting funny. It's fighting floundery. What is that? What is that? That's a good speckled trout. No, it isn't. It's a little rat red. Man, I didn't know what I had. Well, we're about to wrap it up, and quickly, we're about to get run out of here by a big thunderstorm that's rocking and rolling just over the west horizon. A lot of redfish in here. Let me quickly give you the technique that we've used to catch all the fish that we've caught today. You see all that green stuff right there? That's the stuff that's been holding all the species of fish. So all we've been doing is making casts right up against that green stuff. Don't even let it go to the bottom. Rod tip high, 10, 11 o'clock position, hop, 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 let it fall back, hop, hop, hop up, take up the slack, let it fall back, and that's the technique that you use to catch all the species right in this area. Quickly, contact information. First of all, for Johnson's Fiberglass Repair in Fort Worth, Texas. They take care of all of our fiberglass boats. They do a great job. They're worth driving to. If you want to get any work done on any of your boats, fiberglass work, they're the folks anywhere around the state of Texas. Next up, contact information for Randy Foreman. If you want to book a guide trip here, do any of the fishing that you saw us doing today, flounder, redfish, speckled trout, go off on the rigs, fish triple tail on the beach, lots of different things to do. That's your contact information to book Randy and his crew. And a great place to stay where we stayed at the La Quinta Inn, Bridge City. Clean rooms, right on the water, conveniently located, very reasonable, the best place to stay anywhere in this area. Next up, I've got a Mako video on the LTS series. I love the Mako 21 LTS. It's on our website along with the Pro Skiff series. They've got a boat all the way from 17 feet to 21 feet. All these shallow water inshore boats have two different videos, one that I did, one that Captain Rob Ferris did on the Pro Skiff line, and they're both on our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. So click on the how-to video link right on our front page and it'll take you to those how-tos, and then in the search bar, type in Mako and it'll bring you up all of our Mako videos and you can see the entire line.
Be sure to join Fox Sports Outdoors again next week, Thursday at 5:30, or catch the repeat airing Saturday morning at 8. And you can always watch the latest episode in full HD on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Plus, catch up on all past episodes by clicking the archive button. And see lots of our how-to and product videos by selecting the how-to button. Join our online fishing community. Just click the like button on our Facebook page for access to daily posts with lots of fishing news, videos, and frequent giveaways. And stay up to date with all the latest fishing information and photos by following our Twitter feed. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than a boat, it's a tracker. Mercury Marine, go boldly. And Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pro segment, where viewers get expert answers from fishing's finest. This week's question comes from Eddie, who asks, what is your favorite rig for trophy blue catfish? For the answer, we checked with Chad Ferguson of catfishedge.com.
This is hands down one of my favorite catfish rigs, if not my favorite. It's a very versatile rig that you can use for lots of different scenarios and techniques. This is a Whisker Seeker XL Rattler. It vibrates, makes noise. I have a Whisker Seeker 8/0 triple threat hybrid catfish hook attached to this rig. And then to this XL Rattler rig, I tie about 18 inches of monofilament fishing line. I've got a bead on the line and then a Versa-Rattle catfish rig rattle. I've got about 18 inches of monofilament line with a swivel on the very end that will tie to my main line. And then on my main line, I'll put a 2 or 3 ounce no-roll sinker or a drift fishing sinker.
Thanks, Chad. If you have something to ask one of our experts, simply visit foxsportsoutdoors.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit your question. Now it's time to give away a new pair of sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
We're back at the boat ramp, and it's time right now to announce the winner in this week's Costa Catch of the Week contest. He is Patrick Roach of Houston, Texas, showing a 7.12 pound largemouth bass he caught at Lake Conroe, Texas. If you'd like to have a chance to be the next winner in our Costa Catch of the Week contest, just go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com, click in the Costa Catch of the Week box on the right side of the front page, follow the instructions to send us your big fish photo. And you can see all of the Costa frame and lens styles at their website by going back to our homepage and clicking on the Costa logo. You'll see all of the 580 polycarbonate and glass lenses and all the various colors they come in, all of the frame styles and colors, including the great frame style that I like so much that I'm wearing on this week's episode. This one is called Cat K. Here's the gear that we use to catch all 3 species of fish on this week's episode. It begins with the great rod. It's the Lew's Custom Speed Stick Series inshore rod, made specifically in a medium light action for these types of inshore fish. We had it paired with the brand new Lew's Speed Spool Super Duty wide reel. It's made to spool up lots of line in case you hook into a big one, and he makes several long runs. We had it spooled up with braided line. That's 40-pound test braid, and here's the jig. That's a painted chartreuse jig head, a 3/8 ounce weight, and on the back of that we used a plastic little swim bait. It's a little minnow style bait. It's in a penny color, which is basically a brown or copper color with a chartreuse tail. I've been doing some reading lately on the role that listening to good music can play in helping us live healthier lifestyles. It's now a scientifically proven fact that listening to music can reduce stress levels and can fight diseases such as Parkinson's, fibromyalgia, and now there's evidence that it can even fight Alzheimer's disease. Someone very close to me attributes listening to Christian music in helping her through some of the darkest moments of her life. So if you're like me, there's lots of noise and lots of clutter in your life. The advice here is to turn down the clutter, turn down the noise, even turn down talk radio, turn up the music, and live a healthier lifestyle. And one more time, here's the contact information if you'd like to book Randy Foreman or his crew for a great guide trip on Sabine Lake or the Sabine Channel or the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the contact information for the La Quinta Inn Bridge City, a great place to stay, conveniently located. From the Sabine Channel until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.